Last night on our television program, on The Big Picture, and you can see the video of this over at thomhartmann.com, we had Congressman Alan Grayson on talking. He had brought the family of this grandmother who got blown up by a drone in Pakistan. He had brought their family over to testify before Congress. And here's just a few seconds of the comments that Alan Grayson made last night on our program.
This did, in fact, put a human face on this, particularly the testimony of the granddaughter, who was as a young child. And she said that she had always prayed for blue skies before the drone attacks started because they were so beautiful. And now she prays for gray skies because when there's gray skies, the drones are absent.
Yeah, pretty grim stuff. One of the most brilliant documentary filmmakers in the world, and certainly working in the United States, is Robert Greenwald. He has been just some absolutely extraordinary work, and over the years, many times has visited our program to share it with you. He has a new film out about the whole drone thing, and the website, I think I have this right, is unmanned.warcosts.com. Do I have that right, Robert?
Actually, it's americasdronewars.com.
Okay.
At americasdronewars.com, you can get the film for free for the next couple of weeks.
Okay, great. americasdronewars.com. This is Robert Greenwald, activist, founder of Brave New Films, which is also at bravenewfilms.org. americasdronewars.com. Robert, your phone sounds really, really, really ragged. It sounds like you're talking from the bottom of a tin can, but let's try this. Tell us about the film.
I'm sorry about the phone, Tom. I went into a quiet spot, and I'm so wonderful to be on your show again. You, of course, have been one of the few voices talking about drones for a long time now, and it's deeply appreciated. So the briefing yesterday was the result of a year's work. I interviewed and met Rafiq and his family when I was in Pakistan. They're a big part of the final film. And we worked tirelessly to try to get them to come to the States, to get them passports, to get them visas, and frankly, to fight off interference and difficulty from either the CIA or the State Department.
And so this is a full-length feature documentary?
Yes. What there is, it's a full-length feature documentary, and we released it just today. As I say, it's free, thanks to an amazing donor. And at the briefing yesterday, I showed a clip from the film about Rafiq, about his son Zubair, about his daughter Nabila, who Congressman Grayson was very taken with. And when I met them in Pakistan, I mean, you can't be a breathing human being and not be deeply moved when you hear these children talk about the drone attack, when you hear the father talk about the death of his mother. And it was then that I made a commitment that I was going to try to get them to the States.
And people can find this right now over at americasdronewars.com, right?
Right. They can find the full film, including the section on Zubair and his family. We got interviews with them. There are x-rays showing the injuries to the children. And he shows us where the drone hit his 67-year-old mother working in the fields. Not a terrorist, not a threat. Further indication of both the moral and the fact that this is not a policy that's going to make anybody safer, Tom. And you, of course, have known that for years.
We are finding now, we're talking with Robert Greenwald of Brave New Films, the activist and filmmaker and founder of Brave New Films, about his new piece that is his new documentary, full-length documentary that's up over at americasdronewars.com, about America's drone wars. And one of the points that Congressman Grayson made in my conversation with him last night was that Pakistan is theoretically our ally. We give them $1 billion, that's with a B, $1 billion a year. And would it not, and we have identified, according to people in the intelligence community or legislators who have been briefed by people in the intelligence community, somewhere between 400 and 600, probably around 500 people in Pakistan who represent a legitimate or serious threat to the United States, in as much as they could do or organize the kinds of things that Khalid Sheikh Mohammed and Osama bin Laden did. if they were absolutely successful, and that these are the people that we are supposed to be targeting with these drones. For $1 billion a year, couldn't we say to the Pakistani government, next year you're getting that $1 billion is going to be contingent on your arresting 500 people?
Oh, but there's no question about it, Tom. But the problem is you're talking logic and common sense. And this is not something that's being driven by logic and common sense. It's being driven by, sadly, a bipartisan agreement that the way to safety and security is invade, occupy, or drone, rather than turn to local authorities that other countries have done throughout the world and say, yes, there are dangerous people. Find them, arrest them, put them in jail.
Right.
But we're not doing that, and we have to start doing that because it's not just the horrible morality of killing innocent people, but as Imran Khan said to me, who I interviewed when I was over there, who was a significant candidate for president of Pakistan, yes, we have 100 or 200 dangerous fanatics. Now you have 800,000 people who hate the United States because of drones.
Right. So we are making, in other words, we are engaging in a policy which is making as many people, as many terrorists as we are taking, and probably making more. The metaphor, and Robert, I just got a text from one of our radio stations saying that they can't understand you. So maybe you can keep your answers kind of short, and I'll essentially repeat what you're saying. But and we just have a minute left anyway. But the metaphor that I use, and I think Americans could kind of understand this, is Mexico has a terrorism problem with the narco terrorists who literally will go into a town and murder every police officer, kill 1,000 people, and not think twice about it. Well-armed terrorist gangs. And if Mexico, and we all acknowledge that Mexico has a terrorist problem. If Mexico were to say, one of our narco terrorists is living right now, is hiding out in a house in Phoenix, Arizona. We know where he is. We're going to fly a drone over Phoenix, Arizona, and we're going to take out that house. And if it blows up 3 or 4 houses around it, well, I'm sorry, that's collateral damage. But it's in our country's interest to stop terrorism, and we're going to take this guy out. How long do you think the American people would stand for that?
Not for 1 minute.
Right. And that's the problem is we expect the Pakistanis to say, oh, it's the great Americans. They must know what they're doing. They must be just all. But that's not how the Pakistanis are reacting to this the same way that Americans would be reacting if Mexico started dropping drone bombs on homes in Phoenix. And
if they started killing our relatives.
Yeah. Whoa. Your phone just really made up. Oh, we just lost you? Yeah. Okay. Your phone just totally croaked. So I'll just finish this up. Robert Greenwald was with us. We only have 40 seconds anyway. And his new film is available at americasdronewars.com. americasdronewars.com. Be sure to check that out. And he's an activist, filmmaker, and founder of Brave New Films, bravenewfilms.org. And this is a serious issue. I mean, if there is a strong case to be made that the whole bin Laden attack that we experienced on 9/11 was the result of blowback from George Herbert Walker Bush putting an American military base in Saudi Arabia so that he could invade Iraq back in the day, right? Back in the 80s, back in the late 80s, early 90s, whenever that first Gulf War was. And that was what enraged bin Laden. In other words, it was blowback. So what kind of blowback are we creating right now with our drone wars in Pakistan that we're not going to see for another 5, 10, 15, 20 years, but we're going to see? It's time to stop this insane policy. Not only that, our drone pilots are getting PTSD at horrible levels because they're killing people and they know it.
This is the Thom Hartmann Program.
And thus the war comes home, just like wars always do. It's time to say no to the drone policy. Use them to spy, but putting bombs on them, bad idea.